Hi everyone, Kiki here. I am back with another Ninja Shadows. Uh, we're gonna find out what has happened. Azaki decided that to go with Makorin, and Saki found out why he's not at 100% full himself. So we're gonna see what happens. I forgot to read that little part, but I waited alone in the main building of the shrine. The silence of the night filled the shrine. I held the clothing that Asagi gave close to my chest as I waited for him. I believed in him. Unbreakable bound. Da da da. Okay. Gotta stay and wait because it could be sacred, and if the character goes in and um, it might ruin everything. So I shook my head and took a deep breath. After frustrating myself of that, I gently sat up straight and fixed my eyes on the entrance. All I could do was wait and pray in his return. Alone, I battled against the oncoming anxiety and fears I had as I waited in this silent shrine. I suddenly heard a small noise coming from the entrance. I looked up and Asagi walked all by himself. He was alone. His face was clouded with fatigue. However, he also appeared to be relieved in a way. Asagi, I'm back, Kiki. Asagi noticed me and slightly forced himself to smile at me. I rushed over to Asagi, wrapped my arms around him before he collapsed. Welcome back, Asagi, welcome back. I had no idea what else I could say, so I just tightly held him in my arms. Asagi also wrapped his arms around my back and surrendered his heart and body to me. Kinky. Jesus. I wish they had wrote that to make it not sound kinky. Jesus Christ. It's all over now. Thank you for waiting for me. I could not have imagined how he must have felt when he said that. I wept for Asaki and as I tightly squeezed him in my arms. So, McCorrin's gone. So okay. Now, chapter 12. So, a few days later, everyone from the vigilante gathered in Makoto's room. It was Asaki who would gather everyone this time. I want to apologize for deceiving everyone and the vigilante up until now. So he's going to tell everyone that he wasn't the diviner as everyone thought he was. So up until just a few days ago, I barely had any strength as a diviner. The current gave me the strength I needed to work independently as a diviner, but my current passed away because of that. Everyone was listening in silence as Asaki's confession. That's why I had been acting a little suspicious lately. I'm sorry for causing you all so much trouble. Thereupon Asagi deeply bowed his head. I earnestly watched over Asagi. So Asagi told us to keep our mouth shut for right now, being the playing as the opposite. I was puzzled deep down inside as I was watching how everything played out. It was then that Yukio spoke up. Whatever it may have happened in the past, you can use your powers as a diviner now, right? So what's the problem? Saki's strength may have been essential to the vigilante. Nothing is going to change that. It is very unfortunate that what happened to Makuran. However, we do not need to worry about anything since we have Asaki on our side. I agree for Vigilante Asagi being just as powerful as Makuran. No, being even more powered than Makuran is a great thing. Things will continue on just like they always have. There's nothing to apologize for. I hate when fucking almost everyone backed Asagi up and defended him. Only Makoto had a stern look on his face. I'm in Makoto that Asagi was also one of the founding members of Vigilante. However, no. And that's why and that is why what you did could not be forgiven. Come on, Makoto. Stop being so uptight. This is more biting power for the vigilante. Can't you just look at things on the bright side for once? La 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 la. It's like everyone is, happy for Yukio. Well, not really happy. But anyway, the Nakagawa family and the Saki's family had been maintaining close ties ever since our father's generation. Namely, Asaki has been deceiving me even before then. Makoto's tone has been harsh, unlike Yukio's, who have been trying to defend Asaki. How do you plan to atone for your sins? I would not hesitate even a moment to close down the Himuro Shrine. Whoa, Makoto, what the fuck? Half of this was not his fault. Makoto, calm down for a bit. We're going to be the ones in trouble if we lose Asagi. Did you not hear me? Asagi's been continuing to deceive me ever since our father's generation. During that time, the Nakagawa family constantly supported the Himuro Shrine. This is not something that cannot be fixed just saying you're sorry. Asagi must atone for his sins. be so mean. Everyone was left speechless with how strict Makoto is being. My heart also began to race as I instinctively looked at Asaki. However, Asaki was staring right back at Makoto with his unusual laid-back manner. I have an idea. Care to hear it? An idea. Since my powers have fully awakened, I have a plan where we only have to kill Sususu and can avoid any meaninglessly bloodshed. We won't be causing any more trouble for the Shugante either. Is something like that even possible? That would be ideal, but are you sure something like this is even feasible? I mean, I know you're highly skilled as a diviner, but yeah. Okay. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out. Saki then began to speak about his plan he had up his sleeve. Saki's plan was bold and paid close attention to detail. It was a plan that we could carry out now only because Saki's spiritual powers had awakened. All I could do is listen to his proposal with my mouth wide open like an idiot. Alright, I'm in. Sounds like a great plan to me, as Yukio said. Yukio barely smirks. He was the first to speak. Next to him, Shintaro was firmly nodded in his head. So these are Asaki's true powers. Unbelievable. If what you say is possible, then I'm impressed. I agree. It could really help me out as a merchant if things could be handled without making too much of a scene. Saki, you're amazing. I'm in. Okay. Of course. Makoto's is still wanting, nothing to do with Makoto. Anyway, while everyone was giving Asaki their approval, a stern expression engraved on Makoto's face, he did not waver even a moment. It looks like you're pretty confident in this plan. I wouldn't have suggested a feasible proposal if I weren't. Then if this plan fails, you will be released from the vigilante. Makoto cautioned Asaki with a hushed tone. Everyone in the room glanced back and forth between Makoto and Asaki. Asaki himself confidently grinned and stared right back at Makoto. Got it. I'm not worried about that since there's no way this is going to fail. By the way, Makoto. What? He said. If my friend succeeds, then you don't. If my plan succeeds, then don't you think is letting me stay in the vigilante is a little too small of a reward? Asaki said as he were taunting Makoto in a way. Everyone looked over as Asaki blinked astonishment as they had not seen that coming. If this plan succeeds, then I have a request. I want you to honor and celebrate my achievement. You seem so confident. What is it? There's only one thing that I want if the plan succeeds. Then no matter what, I want you to vow what you aid and support Shino's village. Okay. I could not hide how taken back I was at Saki's sudden proposal. I figured out what his intentions were. I looked up at him with wide eyes wide open. Asaki, I instinctively tried to get a word in, but Yukio and Sasaki suddenly spoke up in order to stop me. Hey Shino, let's not ruin a good thing. Real men know when to keep quiet. What? What do you mean by real men? This is just a second way of showing that he cares. I think it would be best of you just to thank him. You have your reasons as well, right? There was no way I could back down after hearing them say that. Let's take Asaki. I want the orders to say anything and deeply bow to Asaki. Thank you, Asaki. This is my job as your instructor. I also want to make up for deceiving you for so long. Asaki simply stopped me from getting the chance to mention that we knew each other's secrets. Something felt special about the fact that the only shared this thing together. I could feel my heart begin slightly race. Makoto's weary expression did not falter as he stared right at us. This is the answer of two people who are in this together. Okay, you have a deal, but only if you succeed. I know, Makoto. I don't plan on failing. I am also doing this to apologize to you how I have treated you up until now. Makoto snorted the sight of Asaki's overconfident attitude. And just like that, the very next night, we finally going to take care of Susitsu. The next night, Asaki and I kept an eye on Susitsu. Today was no different than any other night. However, perhaps due to how nervous I was overly sensitive, even the sound of the wind blowing by. Saki and I were going to sneak over where the Susatsu was. Under Asaki's orders, the other member of the vigilante were to just everything ready and make sure nobody came walking by during our mission. Just thinking about it raced my race to get revenge for the brother. So I continued to look around the area as I wiped sweat from my palms. You don't need to be so nervous. Saki was as laid back as always. He reached out and softly tapped my head. Kiki, all you need to focus on is making sure you take care of Tetsu. I take care of the rest. Are you sure you'll be okay, Saki? Who do you think I am? I'm receiving all my spiritual powers back from a current, you know? He's normally chipper than normal after someone who just lost their father because of the whole spiritual thing. I still had no idea how powerful he became. Saki's expression seemed to be glowing with confidence due to the fact that only think he knew the answer to that. Just you, ha, just you wait and see. I'm not just Himuro Hair by name. Or are you still feeling a little nervous? I mean, like, we could be still nervous. You know? I guess I'm just worried about myself now. I hope I don't mess things up. I'll make sure to come in and back you up if you mess up. All you need to do is trust me, Kiki. Don't worry. Don't you think it's a little unfair that you're the only one who gets to act this cool? I still have to keep my secret to myself. I already set things up so you wouldn't have to worry about that. Remember? Is there something else you're worried about? Saki stared at me if he were filled with expectation. After thinking to myself for a moment, I made up my mind and opened my mouth. I love you, Saki. Saki's cheeks immediately turned bright red. The darkness of the night wasn't even enough to hide that from me. Phew, who knows what this girl's gonna say if you don't keep her mouth shut. Okay, you have to be a little bit, and you're a little pink on the cheeks there, by the way. After cleaning his throat for a brief moment, Saki drew his body closer to me, then his lips gently brushed against mine. I love you, Kiki. Let's finish this. Okay, Saki. Saki appeared to be faintly blushing. I was so happy to see that this part of him still hasn't changed, even though his powers as a defender had been awakened. I had to force myself not to smile. Oh, so cute. Oh, so cute. This was Sapporo Susetsu's shop in Haizanya. Burial, I will leave the rest to you to take care of. Thank you very much, Lord Nakagawa. I hope you receive your continued patronage in the future. Patronage, okay. After the masked samurai had left the room, the judge continued to carefully plan for the trading deal with the Dutch merchant ship that was going to take place tomorrow. Of course, it wasn't going to be an official transaction. The smuggled goods deal was going to take place behind the scenes. It was apparently going to be the transaction main dish. I should probably keep the smuggled weapons stored in the Dutch character residence. As long as I have these weapons, then Lord Nakawaka will be pleased with me, and I can do whatever I want in Nagasaki. Suzuki choked on his laughter, gleefully played around with his arquebus. I could probably make a hefty fee if I sold them in the black market in Edo, but I would be selling them throughout Nagasaki. Whatever I end up doing, going to end up with me having more money in my pockets. Ha ha ha. All I need is money and the world is mine. Successfully roared with laughter and calculating his chuckle. It was at that moment two shadows suddenly dropped down from the ceiling without making a sound. Together, Asaki and I landed before Susetsugu. Finally, avenging the brother now. Yes. I silently reached for my chain and snuffle after calmly making up my mind. Well, who's there? Those clothes. Are you from? Are you from the Nagasaki vigilante I keep hearing about? Maybe. Anyway. Oh, oh God. So finally, this surprisingly, this with Sagi, um, usually with the others, like with Ritsu, Yukio, um, Yusaki, um, and Toro. Well, not really Toro. Well, I don't remember if don't know about Toro, but those three are usually uh said something by now about to Makoto to and everyone else in the vigilante that um Shino is actually a girl named Kiki before killing Subaru Susetsugu and before killing him. Toro, I think Toro's the same way. I'm not too sure. Or was it after killing him and revenging the brother? I don't remember with Toro. Um, Saki, surprisingly, is the one who is actually I haven't done Shintaro's or Shintaro's and Makoto's. Well, Makoto actually knew, but he only kept it a secret because he knew that there was a reason. Um, who else? Who else is hold on. Characters. Okay, Edward. He's so Edward, Yuzuki, Ritsu, and Makoto. I think Taro are the ones who said something before killing Subaru and revenging the brother before killing them. So for Asagi, hasn't said anything before. Of course, Ritsu's not part of Vigilante, so he's odd. I haven't done Kagura. I haven't done Shintaro's. I haven't done Tsubaki. I need to finish Makoto. I know that. And then there's also Makoto Bless Really Yours that is basically like after the main story, and there's another Bless Really Yours for Asagi, so I think I'll be doing that after this one. So Yukio, Edward, Sasaki, Ritsu are the one, and Toro are the ones that finished. So I need to finish Asagi and Makoto. I haven't seen Makoto's ending yet, so I still need to finish that one. I have a lot of work to be doing. But I like Asagi so far because it's funny. But anyway, I hope you guys like. Hope you guys comment. And come back for more. Bye.